the Cleveland Browns traveled to jolly old England. And
here we go.
They got to play the Minnesota Vikings. Great defense, sure. An offense, though, that has a patchwork offensive line and a guy who shouldn't be necessarily a starting quarterback in the NFL, but he is now due to injury or whatever's going on with J.J. McCarthy. Carson Wentz just basically got his way in the fourth quarter against the Browns on a drive where they absolutely needed to stop him. They could not, and it ended up being the game-winning touchdown that he drove them down for. 21-17, Browns lose that game. We can talk about Dillon Gabriel in a moment. We can get into all of how we think he's going to look going forward, but Kevin Stefanski, to me, I have a lot of questions after this game. Right after the game, I tweeted something that was probably unfair. I said Kevin Stefanski is one of the dumbest head coaches in the NFL. Maybe that's a little too much. I don't know if he's the dumbest head coach in the NFL or anything like that.
He has where you go to school at?
Oh, wasn't it Ivy League something or other? Was it Penn?
Was it him or was it AB?
No, he went to somewhere that was because he talked about it. He's like, yeah, I didn't have a lot of big college atmospheres at whatever school he went to. Anyway, here's what I know.
So he's a pretty educated guy.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Here's what I know.
Smart. He went to Penn.
University of Pennsylvania. That's what I thought. All right, there you go.
Not
That's
Penn
Ivy League
State.
School. No. This is Penn. This is an Ivy League school. It's good. Here's what I know. Kevin Stefanski, when it comes to managing the game and or calling the offense, he is not great at either of those. I don't think that it means he could never be great at one of those. He may have used to have been great at maybe calling an offensive game plan, but what I see too often with him is you see an offense that when you need it to come through for you, it does not. And yesterday in the second half of this game, 4 drives I think they had in the second half, 4 possessions they had. I think they got 1 first down the entire second half.
Yeah.
You can't do that and be an ineffective NFL play caller. If he was an offensive coordinator for a better head coach, they would have fired him over too many of those instances. When you go back to last season, it's been what? More than 10 games or 10 games at least where they have not scored more than 20 points in a game. Like
I think December 2nd, one of Jameis's game against Denver was the last time they scored 20 or better.
We are talking nearly 10 months. If you add the whole offseason, I guess that doesn't really, not totally fair. But the point is, you are talking a decent amount of time where this offense has not been able to score 3 touchdowns. And I don't understand how you can be a functional NFL play caller and not get more than that out of this offense, regardless of who's playing quarterback. I've seen terrible quarterbacks go put 35 points up in a game. So explain that to me, Tyvis, because I have no idea how this is happening.
Okay, so I've had time to, because where you are right now is where I was after the game. I've had time to sleep on it, and I'm a little more calm about it now,
Yeah, that's good.
So my thing is this. This is where we knew that this was going to be like this. So last year, they had the worst offense in NFL, 32nd, right?
Mm-hmm.
They addressed that this offseason by doing what?
Nothing.
Exactly.
Nothing.
So why would
I'm sorry.
expect that it would change? My thing is, yes,
they drafted 2 quarterbacks.
They got Quinshawn Judkins, who is
all right.
That was a home run. I know
he's been good.
I know a lot of Browns fans had the controversy between Quinshawn or Travion. Right now, Quinshawn is the better fit.
Well, and the Patriots don't even want to put Travion on the field.
I don't know what's going on there. That's about. But anyway,
going back to your original question, they signed Joe Flacco, Tyvis. That galvanized the fan base.
Yeah, it did for some people.
No, he did, because everybody said everybody logical was saying this man is 40 years old. Like, what do you?
Yeah, there's no way he's going to last.
I kept saying he's going to fall off a cliff. Like, it's going to happen. I don't know if it's game 3, game 4, game 2. It's going to happen. Joe Flacco hasn't put together a string of games since he played for us. And then again, his last game, what did he do? Fall off a cliff. So that was going to happen at some point. It was always about making sure that these young guys was ready to go when Joe fell off the cliff. Take it to Dillon Gabriel. He looked fine to me. I mean, think about this. You traveling all the way to London. This man throw for over 190 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. His running back got over 100 yards. His defense got 2 takeaways. And they still lost the game. That is incredible, actually.
It's insane.
Like, that's wild to me. So, to be honest with you, the way Kevin is calling plays, Kevin calls plays to me, that is a man that knows that he does not believe in his playmakers. That's what that tells me. I know it. Like, there's no way that when they come out and give us that bogus excuse, we like our wide receiver room. No, you don't. No, you don't. There's no way you can, because you would rather throw to your tight ends than throw to your wide receivers. That's how I know how bad your wide receivers is. But yet you went and did absolutely nothing to try to address that. Okay, Isaiah Bond. Yeah, okay, woohoo. But that was an undrafted guy that you gave a guaranteed contract to, but that's another story for another day.
Right.
I think that when you got to have it right now, the only person that can get you what you need is Quinshon Judkins, and that's sad. That's just what it is. So I blame Kevin for the play calling, but I also blame AB because he's in charge of who's on this roster. Like the Jerry Jeudy thing, last year with Jameis, he was fine. He looked like a number one wide receiver. I don't know what happened to him.
I don't know either.
I don't know what's going on with him. He had 5 targets, 2 catches for like 15 yards. But you supposed to be the number one on this team.
Well,
that's never going to work.
As an offensive play caller, Kevin Stefanski has a lot. I have so many questions. I also if I'm picking up on every time that Jerome Ford is on the field, you're going to pass it, then I think the defense probably is too. And every time that Quinshon's on the field,
don't even get me started on in-game adjustments.
Stuff like that, where it's
I
think everyone can tell what's going to happen here. 9 times out of 10, if you've got 34 in there, you are going to throw a pass, and if you have 10 back there, you're going to give it to him. And I just think that's like a fundamental, easy thing that any defense would tee off on, and they do. And yet to do that with a rookie quarterback seems like malpractice. But then beyond all that, you're in the fourth quarter of a game. You have a lead. You have a chance to possibly win this game. You then let their team. Now, this is not him, obviously, but it's his team. Defensively, they let you down with that drive. But right before they gave up the long drive to the Vikings, right? They had the ball. They had 3 plays. Mm-hmm. It took 11 seconds off the clock.
That was it. And then how about this? On the third down, they passed it for an incompletion. So the clock did nothing.
The Vikings only have 3 timeouts. I don't know if that's.
They probably have like one after this.
I'm saying that's how it works in the NFL. You get 3 timeouts per half, and 2 of them they used on your first 2 plays. So Kevin Stefanski after the game, and I don't have the audio pulled up, but we have it. I'll play it sometime for you later. But he essentially said, yeah, well, going back in hindsight, if, after that, when you don't get a play to work, you do kind of feel like maybe you should have done something different. It's yeah, but any dumbass could have seen that if you run the ball there, you will then make them take their 3rd timeout, make it more difficult for them. But then who knows? Then Kevin Stefanski's calling timeouts for the Vikings.
That part, that part right there, it tells me everything. How can you tell me that you got a ton of confidence in your guys and you doing stuff like that?
You're telling your defense, we know they're going to score a touchdown on you, and I need the time to go back and score on them.
That makes no sense to me. Dude,
if you believe in your defense, you just let them run the clock down and kick it, and then you go to overtime.
At worst, I think they might have had no timeouts at the time. I don't even know if they had one or none at the time, but make them use their timeout. Now they're scrambling around, and they can't really think about what they want to do. They can't do a logical thing. They got to just try to do what's best at that moment because they have to rush their decision. But you're calling timeouts, letting them, let's draw this up. They in this, let's draw this up to make the perfect play. And ultimately, they did. Now, granted, Denzel on that last play, I don't know what you was thinking. When you play cover 2, you have to reroute your guy inside. I seen that you came out and owned it, so I respect you for doing that.
He did say after the game you should have done better with that.
When you're in cover 2, it's a mandatory that wide receiver goes inside. If he goes outside and you let him go outside, that safety can never get there. Never. It's going to be a hole shot. That quarterback's going to drop it right in that hole, and that safety's not going to get there. So he's got to do a better job of sliding his feet. Why? If the guy is hell-bent on going outside, you better slide your feet and ride him out of bounds or as far as you can to let that safety get time to get over there. Carson Wentz made a veteran throw, made a nice play, and that's why they won that game. I tell you what, though, the one thing that gets me about the Browns, and this is at first I thought I was tripping when I said this, but I know I'm right. They are the worst in-game adjusting team I've ever seen in life.
Yeah.
And how do I know that? Hear me out. 3 out of the 4 losses, right? So the Ravens, the Lions, and the Vikings. Let's just take their last 3 losses. At halftime, those games was pretty close.
Yeah, you're right.
Second half, they ran away with it, which tells me you've been figured out.
Oh, yeah.
They know exactly what you're doing. They went in and made the adjustments, and they're killing you in the second half. Why are we not doing anything about that? Yeah. That blows my mind.
And the answer is because I understand that the Haslams couldn't continue firing coaches like once a year. They had to stick with a guy, and they did, and they have, and they've given him plenty of time. I think the experiment now with Kevin Stefanski, it has run its course, and it becomes time now that they have to consider making a move. Not that they will, but if I were in charge, I would be. I would be saying at the very least, it can't be that you're the play caller and running the team and everything, especially with this level of performance. And I'm sorry if the answer is, we'll get him better players. Yeah, every coach in the NFL says if I had a bunch of Pro Bowlers all over the roster, I'd be a better coach.
Well, my thing is this. You say
make them Pro Bowlers.
You say get them
Put
better.
them in good spots.
Get them better players. What do you mean? They decided to draft a defensive tackle with the number 5 pick. They had the number 2 pick, meaning they could have got anybody in this draft outside of Cam Ward. And you decided to trade that pick and go get 2 defensive players. Don't get me wrong. Both of them are great.
Yeah, they are.
But you got the 32nd ranked offense. Yeah, you need something. Everybody, if we just get a quarterback, man, baloney. Tom Brady wouldn't say these guys right now the way they dropping the ball.
Exactly right. 2 minutes away, we had some great audio from some great calls from some great games in the NFL. You'll hear those in 2 minutes. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.